Puneet?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Michael. I'll be reading the schedule today. His microphone is not working. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's satsang. So, I'll read the schedule now. So, today's song is by Stephanie. It's Christmas special. Yasho, did you know? Then we have Message for Sangat by Brother Need. Then we have Introduction by Michael. Then Message for Sangat by Prempal ji. Then today's talk is by Dr. Chand. Topic is understanding the nature of the soul. Then we'll have short dhyan session of 5 minutes. Then we'll play Master's YouTube video, and then we'll do group meditation with love and devotion. Also, everybody, happy Merry Christmas. I was saying Happy Christmas, but Merry Christmas. Thank you.
This song is dedicated to Ishwarji's mother, whom the great master called Yesho. Merry Christmas to all of you, with love. Yesho, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk?
Whether Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, and we live according to that ear tag that was given to us. But then we don't seek more. If we were born in the Christian religion, then we stay in the Christian religion, or in the Muslim religion, we say Muhammad is the way, Christ is the way, or Buddha is the way. And there are so many religions, and people who are stuck in religions, they don't seek beyond. But the message of Christ in that time, when he came to bless his, we can glorify him every day. We are all his children. We are in love with him, and we can glorify him. We can praise him. We can talk about him. We can meet in his name. And wherever two or more meet in my name, there I am, the saints and masters say. So he will always shower us, his children. When we meet here together, he will shower us with all glory, with all blessing, and showers of this everlasting water of life. This water of life is what controls the mind. As to in order to have more and more and more, imbibe more and more and more of this everlasting water of life, we have to control our mind. And if we are connected with the Shabd, the sound current, the holy light of God, and the holy sound of God, as there is the sound is hidden and vibrant in every atom, and the light is hidden, shining in every creature, and the love is also hidden, embracing all and knitting all together, putting all together in one holy family of God. So that Shabd, will control will control our mind, and then we can succeed in having more and more and more of the water of life that will bring us closer to our true home, closer to God and the kingdom of God. Um, every time the living master leaves the body, there is always confusion. There's always confusion after he leaves the body. So many people will claim that they are successors, and usually the negative power kicks in. The negative power, now it's the time where the negative power kicks in, and it usually takes hold of the properties and controls everything. We will see how this show unveils itself. We will see how this show unveils itself as in the time of my master Sant Singh. Even though he appointed somebody, but that doesn't mean anything. The real person, the real spirit, the real guru will shine and become effulgent by his own self at the right time and at the right moment. And if Ishwar Puri Ji finds that any of his disciples that they need that living master, then that master will appear, that Ishwar Puri Ji will direct that disciple to that master at the right time when it is in their destiny according to their demand. So we are taken care of by Ishwar Puri Ji. And once initiated by a perfect living master, that is initiation forever. And as I said, if the master thinks that the disciple needs to grow more, as after Santakar Singh left the body, so many of he directed so many of his souls to Ishwar Puri Ji, and so many of my brothers and sisters came to Ishwar Puri Ji for further spiritual development. So we are not to worry about who's the successor and who's coming after Ishwar Puri Ji. We are just to increase our love and devotion, to increase our meditation, to go inside and imbibe more of the gifts he gave us. He gave us the gift of the holy light, and he gave us the gift of the holy sound. We have to imbibe more and more and more of that, increase our devotion to Ishwar Puri Ji, and then not to worry about anything, not to let the mind interfere, because our soul is with Ishwar. And if Ishwar sees, Ishwar will direct our soul, will guide our soul according to his will. As once initiated by a perfect living master like Ishwar Puri Ji, or even, as I said, becoming friends with Ishwar Puri Ji, then the soul, he takes a seat next to the soul directly, and he will guide that soul each moment. Each moment will be guided by the master power. Each moment will be guided by his grace, and there is nothing to worry about. All what we have to do is gather in his name and praise him, glorify him, put our head on his feet, and serve him as much as we can by doing shabd, by doing any type of seva we would like in his name. That will make us grow in him. And that's the most important thing, is that we are to grow in God, we are to grow in master, and we are to keep adding God and holiness to our soul. Holiness is the essence of our life, holiness and purity. The more we add purity, the more the radiant form of Ishwar Puri Ji will become prevalent to us, the more we will see him inside. So keep adding holiness to ourselves, live according to his commandments. If you love me, keep my commandment. That's the most important thing. And keep the meditation on regular basis. Keep drinking the manna of life. Keep imbibing the everlasting water of life that came from as a gift from the Christ power living in Ishwar Puri Ji, and keep adding that to our soul. So Merry Christmas to everyone, and I wish you more love and more devotion, and I wish also myself more love and more devotion on at the feet of my Holy Father Ishwar Puri Ji and my Holy Father Santakar Singh. Thank you so much. And now, thank you, Master, for the seva. And now I will play my brother Neil. Okay.
Hello, my fellow initiates of Master Ishwar. I'm just recording this video because while meditating today, I just had this inner hunch to share some of these words because I know many of us might be feeling really sad at this time. And I've received some messages from a few friends who are kind of feeling very low. So I just thought of sending this little video, just maybe it will just help you feel better. Basically, I just wanted to say that, from the day we actually met Master Ishwar, from day one, he's been telling us this thing that, one day the Guru's physical form has to go away, and this was expected, right? But the good news is, if you are an initiate of Master Ishwar, who was a perfect living master, as most of us know him, you have nothing to worry about because you have been taken care of from day one. First this COVID came and then the physical darshan stopped. So, we had to, it reduced to remote darshan just once in a month, and now all of a sudden, he is just departed from his physical abode. Well, this was expected, right? And this is a sequence of planned action from Master Ishwar. The way it had to be happen, it has happened. I just wanted to remind all of us here that, Master Ishwar has said time and again that once you are initiated, all your worries are over. Now it is the master's job to just take care of you. I mean, our mind still sometimes feels worried or scared that, how are we going to do without master, or how are we going to do, without being able to watch his satsangs. Of course, the pleasure it gives our mind when we see our beloved, that is something that, definitely our mind is going to miss. However, it is a day of celebration in a way that, the journey has progressed to the next stage where now most of us will have to go inside because the chance of seeing him outside is now gone. So we are now bound to actually go inside. And in that sense, it is a positive development. So with that, I just wanted to say, that Master Ishwar is with us. If we are initiates, he is inside us. And we, like, at least I anyways, used to just get to see him just once, once or twice in a year, physically, but, in his astral form, in his remembrance, he's always with me, just like he's with most of his other initiates and co-travelers on the path. So guys, cheer up. It's time to, just gather yourself up and, feel happy that you have been accepted by a perfect living master, a sweet little, sweet master that we had. We are so lucky. I just don't have words to express how lucky each one of us is that we found Master Ishwar, or should I say he found us, right? So just cherish the memories that you had. They are going to be with you forever, and they are going to help you go inside and connect with him inside if you haven't already done it. And just enjoy his astral form that's going to be with you always and protect you and your loved ones. With that, I would say thank you for listening to me, and I send you my love, my brothers and sisters on the path. Take care, all of you, and have a joyful rest of your life, and do a lot of meditation with love and devotion. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to thank my dear brother Neil for these godly words. Very beautiful message that hit our heart. And please, more seva. Please do more seva with us. Give more talks, whatever you like. So I hope to see you more. And now I will play my very dear brother Prempal.
Radha Swami, everyone. As we all know that Ishwar Puri Ji Maharaj left physically That was his Moj, and the Moj came from Great Master Baba Sahib Singh Ji. And Ishwarpuri Maharaj Ji accepted the Moj of his Satguru Baba Sahib Singh Ji. When saints live physically, they go back to their own home where they belong. And they come here to remind us who we are and where is our home, true home. Kabir Sahib Ji says, Kabir Sant Muge kya roiye jo apne greh jaye. Kabir Sahib Ji says, when a perfect living master lives physically, he goes back to his own home and we should not cry. But I know it is very hard for us to control our tears. That was his Moj. Ishwarji came here from Sachkhand to remind us that we also belong to Sachkhand. He came here to give us the directions. He came here to open up the gateway for us to Sachkhand. And he opened it. And the lesson he gave us, he not only gave us initiation, he told us the real meaning of initiation. And he told us the real meaning of path of the masters. The path of the master is love and devotion that we learn from him. And this is the most important thing, love and devotion. And he really was an ocean of love and devotion. His love is just like an ocean, and he will stay in our hearts forever. If Master leaves physically, it does not mean he is gone. He stays with you in a radiant form. When Perfect Living Master gave you initiation, then he will sit inside of you at the third eye center, and you can meet him anytime. When Hazur Maharaj Baba Sahib Singh Ji passed away physically, and Baba Sahib Singh Ji funeral was going on, Ishwarpuri Maharaj Ji was standing there with other family and Sangat. And Baba Sahib Singh Ji was standing right next to Ishwarpuri Ji. And Baba Sahib Singh Ji told Ishwarpuri Ji, look, what you see, that was my physical body. I'm standing right next to you. That's my real form. The real form of the Master is Shabad or radiant form. And that form never dies. That form is eternal. And that eternal form is inside of us. If you want to meet our Master, you can meet Ishwarji at the third eye center. He is waiting there for you. You can meet him any time, but you have to meditate more and with love and devotion. Love and devotion will take you to him. That was his message. Everybody has to live physically anyway. Ram gyo, Ravan gyo, jinka bho parvar. The Vani of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji says, Lord Ramaji and Ravanji, who had a big family, they already left. They already left. Because everybody has to leave from here. Je ghar to hai kaal ka, ghar apna mat jaan. This is not your true home. As Hazur Maharaj Chan Singh Ji used to say, ये कौम थोड़ी कौम नहीं, ये मुल्क थोड़ा मुल्क नहीं, ये मजहब थोड़ा मजहब नहीं. थोड़ी कौम सतनाम है, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਮੁੰਦਰ ਦੇ ਕਤਰੇ ਹੋ. ਸਾਡਾ ਮਜਹਬ ਮਾਲਕ ਦਾ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਔਰ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੈ. ਇਸ਼ਕ ਔਰ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੈ. We belong to Sachkhand. Our nationality is true love. That is our nationality. We came from Sachkhand and we belong there. And perfect living masters come here. The master, I met many perfect living masters in my life, and I love all of them, and they love me too. The master who pulled me so much with his unconditional love is Ishwarpuri Ji Maharaj. Ishwarpuri Ji Maharaj. He gave me so much love that I can't explain it. And I know that his love was not only for me, it was for every one of us. It was for he loved everybody equally, and he loved everybody so much. And I'm so happy to know. I was surprised every time we had a Pandara in California. And Babaji will give everybody a personal time, even for 1 minute. If there are 300 people, he will stay after satsang for hours and hours, and he will attend at least 100 or more satsang each day. But he wants to make sure whoever wants to meet him personally get a chance to meet him. That kind of blessing and that kind of moments hardly comes in a life of a satsangi than when he spends personal time with a Satguru. A one moment spent with a perfect level master is way better than spending millions of years of time with a manmukh, with a manmukh, with a manmukh. Eventually, we have to accept it, but his mission will keep going. Continue the satsang and continue the seva, continue the seva. ताम अपने चलो पाई पराए देश क्यों रहना काम अपना करो जाई पराए काम नहीं फसना गुर का नाम संभाले चल यही है दाम गठ बंदना जगत का रंग सब मैला तुलाले जे है तुलाले मान जे कहना स्वामी जी महाराज जी says in his Bani ताम अपने चलो पाई पराए देश क्यों रहना. Let's go back to your own true home. Why you are staying here in a foreign land? काम अपना करे जाओ पराए काम नहीं करना. Your real work or your real job is to do meditation. And don't give meditation the last preference. Keep doing the other work too, but meditation first. नाम गुर का संभाले जा यही है दाम गठबंधना. The only earning that you can take with you at the end is the kamai of shabd and naam for meditation. Jagat ka rang sab mela tulale maan je कहना. Swamiji Maharaj say whatever you see here is an illusion. Is an illusion. जग रचना सब झूठ है जान लियो रे मीत कहे नानक थिर ना रहे ज्यों बालों की पीत. As Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji says in the Gurbani of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that this creation is a maya, illusion, and it's not stable, just like a sand ball of a sand. The ball of a sand can't stay permanent. It can't stay permanent. As Saint Ravidas Ji says, जल की पीत पवन का थंबा रक्त बिंद का गारा हाड़ मास नाड़ी को पिंजर पंखी बसे बेचारा प्राणी क्या तेरा मैं क्या मेरा जैसे तरबर पंख बसेरा. Saint Ravidas Ji say about our physical body, this body has 5 elements. And this is nothing here that belongs to you. जैसे तरबर पंख बसेरा, तरबर means a tree, पंख means a bird. If a bird is sitting on the top of the tree, that tree does not belong to a bird. That little bird has to fly away anyway. He cannot take the tree with him. Same thing here. We come here in this physical world and stay here and go away. बिरख हेठ सब जंत इकट्ठे. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji say, as there is a big tree, all kind of birds come sit on that tree and chirp and enjoy for a while. Eventually they will leave that tree and go. Same thing with us. We come in this world just like a visitor. visit our time, like a visitor has to go back home. Same here. But the message that Ishwar Puri Maharaj gave us is love and devotion and seva and prema bhakti and prema bhakti. Please, thank you. I know Ishwarji is with us 24/7 and Dera Baba Saban Singh Ji that's being built in Bruce, Wisconsin. It will be ready. That was his dream to build the Dera, and his dream is coming true with the Moj and blessings of Great Master Baba Saban Singh Ji. Great Master Baba Saban Singh Ji, continue the seva, and Ishwar Puri's love and Great Master Ji's love and Chand Paur Ji and Guru Mata Ji's love is always with us. Thank you, Radha Swami.
Thank you, Prempal ji. I know spiritual people don't like to be thanked, but since my seva is to be the host, I have to thank everybody. So thank you for the beautiful words, Brother Prempal. We love you, and we're looking forward for more talks from you. And now I welcome my very dear brother, Dr. Chant.
Thank you very much for unmuting me. Prempalji has set the stage, and something wonderful about the master, he said. Now, I would like to talk today. We selected the subject as the nature of the soul. As Prempalji was saying, because his name is also Prem, and Prem means love. So I would like to say that the nature of the soul is love, because the being of light in the beginning. So there was light in the beginning and light fragmented from one to many. Science also says the same thing. So why it became from one to many? It was for in the stride of bliss, the Absolute wanted to love. I won't say want. The word want is not there. In the scriptures, the word is known as Moj. Moj means that in the stride of bliss, he felt like loving. And to love, he became from one to many. So the nature of the soul is love. Now it is part of the super soul, and it remains connected with its source in real time through the Shabad. So it is pure love. And only for that, so the soul is love, Then at the same time, we understand the nature of the soul as light, It is part of that Noor. In Quran, it is known as Noor. In Bible, it is known as light. So we are that light, And we can understand that we are that drop. We are the drop of that sea of love. But how Ishwar Puriji explains this drop of love, that the sea is within the drop. Now, understanding this area, that the whole sea is there within this drop, and you are that epitome of love. And that's what, to get back to the home, it is only that love, and love will help us to get back, So I have to explain you a little further more that your soul is, is like a single sensor of all the senses, I sometimes say. That your soul is the only sensor because it has acquired the mind from the universal mind and created the body for an experience, as Ishwar Puriji explains. So it means that the soul is a capable force which can do anything. Now the universal mind is so huge. So let me explain that small little nitty-gritty, that the Absolute was one and alone and became from one to many. Now one out of us, known as Kal, as Prem Palji been explaining right now, that ye kaal ki duniya hai. This is the world of time, and time created material. So, that time is one of our colleagues. So that colleague created this whole world from non-material to material, and then our earth and all those things come. I have explained it earlier. And the creator of time and material is Kal. Kal creates Maya. That's how it is explained in scriptures also. So we as soul, since we are part of the absolute and we are omniscient, omnipresent, and our outer expression is our attention. And this attention can see and act in all the directions. It's a capable force. Now, as I said, that attention is a single sensor of all the senses. And attention is the outer expression of the soul, and soul is part of the absolute. Now, what is happening here? That you are representing. You are part of that. Now, whatever you are doing, the soul is the only sensor which senses whether it is pain or pleasure or love. So who's this, who's feeling that, who's experiencing it? The soul is experiencing it, and soul is part of the absolute. It means the absolute is feeling it here. Now, sometimes, as things started happening, and I was trying to understand spirituality a little deeper, and my mother been guiding me on it. So even if I am eating a nice dish, who's tasting it? The absolute is tasting that, because my soul, which is tasting that food, is connected to the source, and that source, as Ishwar Puriji beautifully explained, that once you ascend in your meditation, then as you go further, you know that the Guru and you are the same, and you go further, the absolute and you are the same. So you are there who's experiencing all this. So even when I'm taking my bath, and that cold water or the hot water in winters, it is touching all my body, and I'm feeling that, isn't that? So I feel that the Lord is feeling that. So I'm happily going through that. And the Lord is feeling. So what is that tells me? That all the time it reminds me that the experiencer is the absolute here. So why not give this experiencer, which is my master? In your case, your master is Ishwar Puriji. They are all the masters are the same. So whatever you are feeling, going through, he is feeling that. So we got to understand this part, that how we can make him feel the creation with our attitude, which should be a happier attitude. We should take things in its stride, because we have got that ability to face things as they come in life. So this is what is one of the attributes of the soul. So we are discussing about the nature of the soul, that how the soul feels about it. So whatever you do in your life, if you know this, that the experiencer is your master. He is within you, and he is, through all the senses of the body. What I say sometimes, that the attention is the outer expression of the creative intelligence, which is soul, which is connected to its source. Then this attention, like an omni scanner, passes through my mind and through my body, through the senses of my body, downwards and outwards into the world. Now, this is what the Lord is experiencing through your mind and body. And the Simran tells you all that thing, what you have been listening into satsangs every day, that you are part of that. And mind is only information, past and future, and the material is your body. Now the force which is energizing these two is that mind doesn't have its own energy. As you have heard many times from Ishwarji also, if you withdraw that attention from the body, body is dead. If you withdraw it from the mind, mind is dead. Because you are providing this energy to the mind and to the body. And I say the absolute, one of our colleagues which created the whole cosmos, that same energy out of that Kal is energizing the material, the whole field, the quantum field, and they are all different vibrations, my dear. Now the science has proved this, that this is what are all frequencies. Sound is a frequency. So you are connected with the absolute and those frequencies. Once you have acquired the mind, you became an individual. And then that individual created the body. And well, you have used the material which time produced, which Kal produced, like time and material both. And the universal mind, which has got laws of nature, you acquired it. And then you use that material, created the body. You are all creators. So that creator is here in you. And Ishwar Puriji, during all his satsangs, the videos you see, he time and again, he emphasizes this area, that you are that. Then how to really feel that part is something wonderful. Now we come to the area of the mind. As I say, mind is is information only. So now this information, whatever we gather here about the material, about our body, and that is what makes us biased. Whereas this is a small little dream out of billions of years. The creation started long back, 13.7 billion years ago. And my sun was created about 4 billion years ago. Then how my earth came up, and when this earth came up, and how we came up as a single cell on this planet and developed ourselves into a crown of creation, the human body. Who did it? He did it. He is doing it by using time and material, means mind and body. So that is how the next point comes up, that Ishwar Puriji told us that we have got a beautiful area. Once we have acquired the mind, we can do that thinking. That thinking, and while doing that thinking, what we did further, that we created that, the system to sense the sensory perceptions. And then we created the body. And body has got all those instruments as sensors, but the sensing perceptions, as he very precisely told us, that they are a part of the mind in the astral form. So now you have come through that and you are here. Now, all your life, if you can make him feel that whatever you are doing, if you know his presence, and the mind should know this part. Mind must understand this, that there is a third fellow who's managing all this, who's energizing these two, body and mind, because mind ignores the soul because it has not been informed. And we here in this satsang, we have been told about this. Our minds have got this information now so fully well and so nicely explained. The inner areas, the areas of your brain, and at the astral level, and at the causal level, at the universal level. So now you are understanding each and everything. You can't say that you do not know this. You are telling a lie to your own self, because now you know. What you know? That you are connected and he is in here, and whatever you are doing, he is the only sensor to sense everything, whatever we do here. So it is on our prerogative that where we give our attention. Now, from feeling, I mean, first of all, we start thinking about it. As soon as we acquired the mind, we started thinking because the possibilities were there. And those possibilities, the huge possibilities of the cosmos, all different frequencies, and you as a Shabad, which originates, through which all the frequencies get originated. You have known all of them. So with that mind, you started thinking and planning, as he very rightly says, that you created your own DVD. You created your own journey. And that's how we are going through that experience. But while going through that experience, we should remain anchored, And being anchored means that he is feeling it. What all you do, he has got those feelings, because mind is information and mind is providing information to the absolute. Well, you did all that. And this karma theory comes in here. And then it is the material body. Each cell is connected. It's a collective soul of 100 trillion souls in the body, collective mind of 100 trillion minds, collective body of 100 trillion bodies. Now the mind of the cell of the heart is pumping, and in the kidney, it is filtering. In the eye, it is seeing. Who's seeing it? Absolute is seeing it. Because such a complex system can only be made by him. The mind is only information. But the creator, you are the creator. You are representing. Now, this is how, whatever I do in life, even if I'm eating my food, I'm enjoying that taste, and I know my master is tasting it. If I'm taking my bath, I know that water which is flowing onto my body, giving me that feelings. In the winters, it is hot. In the summer, it is the cold water. So whatever I'm doing in life, I'm knowing that my master is experiencing that. And I should do all those good things. I should not involve this particular mind and body into a bad karma. Because he has told us that even if we think bad about others, it's a karma. So we get trapped into that karma thing. So we got to see that the Almighty has given us all those attributes to go through this life. Because if we understand this, that my body is dealing with hunger, clothes, housing, vanities of the world, sex and sleep, etc. And my mind is dealing with that information, which is lust, anger, ego, attachment, deceit, fears, and worries. The attributes of the mind are not sustainable at all, because you cannot be in your ego all the time. You cannot be angry all the time. So all those areas of the mind are not sustainable. That also you have known through satsang. You cannot dodge yourself, rather, telling a lie to your own self or trying to hide from your own self. You can't do that because he is here. The mind is very clever. He wants to misguide you here and there. Of course, we got to pay off our karmas. It all happens, but then we should happily go through those karmas. If we are going through a bad time of our lives, then it is all that karma. And if we can happily go through that. Because now if you are saddened, as soon as you are sad, the Almighty is feeling sad with you. He loves you. If he loves you, then he feels your feelings. So I'll say, First of all, that thinking which created things, and then you started feeling that part, because feeler is only that absolute. And then you created your own body, as I say, from a single cell. You graduated. So you started thinking. Once you acquired the mind and possibilities were there with that thinking, and then you started that sense perceptions for feeling, and then you created the real senses, like your cameras, or the temperature sensors, or anything for that matter. So this is how all our senses are the sensors which the absolute created with the help of that information which it could gather. And then something wonderful Ishwar Puriji has told us, how to use these tools, the tools of imagination, understanding that how we can really do that imagination and immediately come up from the physical level, which is a shorter area, small few years only, into a bigger area of the astral mind and astral body. How simply he has told that part. I was not knowing this term of using imagination to go to the astral region. Because Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, when he initiated, he simply told us that you close your eyes and keep on watching in that dark thing in the center. And gradually you keep on, and you keep on watching, and then the light will appear, and we will enter through the astral to the causal and all those areas. All those flying experiences are in the causal area, that you start flying there and your body is weightless, and then you go further and the radiant form of the master is visible. Then he takes you along. So this is how is an area to understand that how this journey happens. And now you are an expert, People who've been listening to Ishwar Puriji have been told each and everything. So nobody has to get sad, or nobody should feel that depression of life. Nobody should feel anything about it, because the soul has got certain attributes. Let us face as it comes. It is inherent, because right from the single cell, when we crossed through all those weather conditions and everything and reached the crown of creation, the human body, we had gone through, because we have got that ability to face things as they come. Now, to remember this, that you are that who can go through anything. Because if you look at others, which doesn't have all those facilities which you have got, now you can imagine that part. But you have got this inherent quality to go through anything of your life. So you can have all those ups and downs of life and still do that, going through that. So I was trying to use those words, that thinking, feeling, and then doing. So what you did, first of all, as soon as you had the laws of nature and information system, you started thinking about it. As a soul, you never wanted that, because you were drenched in love. All the time loving the master, and master is loving you in that area, which he explained you that you are buns in that region. But we are those ones who took a plunge to have this adventure. So we started this adventure. So what we did, as soon as we acquired the mind, we started thinking. So thinking is a tool. Now, if you understand this part, that thinking could make your total design, your total DVD to come to this world, and you decided everything, and then you came up here. Now the way back is there. So what nicely he tells you, that the free will was there to acquire that mind and start thinking that what all you can do as a creator. And then after that thinking, you develop that feeling part of it, which is the sensory perceptions. And then you started doing what you did, that you collected all those things together to create the first life. Because as I explained, that the first life is synthesis of proteins. Proteins are compounds of elements. And if you add a drop of amino acid, only then the life starts. And you are how the amino acids are made, because you are light and sound. And if you put it on pure elements, it converts them into amino acids. And you created the first cell and graduated. So what I wanted to tell you today, the attributes of the soul, the nature of the soul is that it can do wonders. It can create things. It can do the morphing from one body to the other body. It can. It is a capable force. It can move the whole cosmos. It has moved that molten earth to hit my earth, to make it to do that tilting job. If my globe would not have tilted, the weathers would not have come. So it's an intelligent design. So each soul is an intelligent being, and this journey is beautiful. And we must understand that nature of the soul is love, and only that love will take us back. Thank you very much. I think I tried to explain that part. I do not know how much I could convey,
Thank you.
but it is there. That's
Thank
right.
you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
John.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always
Thank you.
beautiful. You always beautiful
Thank
satsang.
Thank
Yesterday I was chatting with Bibi Raj, and she was saying that the best thing to do is 13 days of as much of Bahjan, as much of Simran and meditation
Simran.
as a homage
Right.
to the supreme
Yes.
power.
To the
That's
master.
what Bibi Raj was telling
Yes.
me, and
Yes.
I was
It's a good. Yeah, it's a
yes,
good motivation. Yes.
yes. And I was agreeing with her that I was saying that I want to do it. She said for 13 days. So as a homage to the supreme power, to do as much Simran and as much meditation as possible. So um, now we're gonna do 5 minutes of meditation to prepare ourselves for our Holy Father Ishwar Puri Ji, who's gonna vibrate us, charge us, and pour grace on us. So 5 minutes of meditation.
Welcome, friends with the mask. Welcome, friend without the mask. I am very happy that we are wearing masks because I have been saying for the last 55 years we are all wearing masks, which is our human body. It's a mask upon ourselves. And today we are telling put a mask on the mask. So we have got used to masking ourselves, to hiding ourselves behind masks. I am very happy to welcome you and once again to tell you I have received over 1,000 messages from all over the globe informing me that all my friends and their families are safe and not been affected by the coronavirus. I have to thank Great Master for his blessings. Great Master Baba Sawan Singh has taken care of us and is protecting us even in the midst of this pandemic. I am myself also very grateful that he is taking care of me, and I can come and speak to you on this live stream today. But I am speaking like religious people. I am saying, thank you, great master. Another Christian friend of mine is saying, thank God. A Muslim friend of mine is saying, Bismillah, Inshallah, Khuda Hafiz has taken care of me. And Ishwar Parameshwar is being thanked by the Hindus all over India, whoever has been saved by the help of their Ishta or their Lord. Apparently, we are all trying to thank some power that is apparently helping us. Then that means my talk really is not a spiritual way to start, but a religious way. Is there a difference between spirituality and religion? Let me make that a subject of my talk later. Right now, I want to tell you some people have written to me, Ishwarji, we have been hearing you for many years and we find you keep on saying the same things. Why don't you say something new? Don't you have any new topic? What do I answer them? I say that's an indication of old age. In old age, we keep on repeating the same stories, and people, out of courtesy, don't say we have heard it before. But I'm happy that some of you are brave enough to tell me I'm repeating the same stories. But this also reminds me that one gentleman once came up to great master Baba Sawan Singh, and he put the same question. He said, Babaji, I hear your satsangs and you go on repeating the same thing. Sometimes you say it's a new satsang, I'll talk about karma. Sometimes you say I'll talk about satsang. Sometimes you say I'll talk about Satguru. And then you repeat the same things all over again. When will you say something new? And great master said, my friend, have you started meditating 2.5 hours regularly? He said, not yet, but I'm on my way. He said, I'll keep on repeating the same satsang. If there has been no effect by my repeating this for years, you are still not able to follow step 1. Why should I change? I should keep on repeating the same thing. I remember Great Master's words. We all laughed at that, but I realized that just merely listening to something and it going from one ear and getting out of the other is not of great value. What we listen, absorb, put into practice, that is what the usefulness of these satsangs, these talks is. If we just listen to the talk for the sake of entertaining ourselves and then forget about it, it's not worth it. It's not an entertainment. It is something telling us most useful about our own self. What an abundance of information, knowledge, the wealth of knowledge, wealth of happiness, wealth of bliss lies within ourselves. How to get it? If we don't even take step 1 towards it, then we haven't heard enough. And we can keep on hearing the same thing over till it works. So I remember this conversation, but I don't want to just give the same answer he gave, but I add a little more. What am I going to add today? What may look new to you? Then I've thought of it, it looked new to me. So I am going to share with you what is religion and what does it do to us, and where does it affect our spiritual growth. Religion has been founded by spiritual leaders. Spiritual leaders who discovered the truth, that the truth lies within our own self. There's nothing outside. That this body is the kingdom of heaven itself. It's the residing place of the Creator Himself, that God is within us. They all said the same thing, right from the beginning. Every religious founder has said the same thing. If you want to find God, the creative power, the one that's made all of it that we can experience, find within yourself. It's a very big statement. What have we done to religion? We have made the whole thing external from ourselves. We have built our own buildings, churches. We have built temples. We have built mosques. We have built synagogues. We have built all kinds of places of worship. Now we have built many ashrams. More buildings coming up. We ourselves, Isha, which is sponsoring my talk, is building a big dome in Rice Lake. We are concentrating on building something outside of ourselves and then going there to search for that which is lying inside us. So one very big change that has taken place because of the religion following spirituality was we have externalized even our understanding of what the truth is and where to find it. How would we define a religion? What would be the most common way by which we can define every religion? I would say, in English words, it would be a system of beliefs. You believe in something, that's religion. To believe in something without validation is more religion. You believe because somebody is telling you is religion. To practice and find out what it is spirituality. The difference between spirituality and religion has been explained many times. Religion is a belief system, spirituality is a practice to discover the truth. Big difference. But what are the religions doing? And which are the major religions? I asked a friend of mine, can you name the major religions? He said, maybe Christianity and Islam and Hinduism and Buddhism, maybe they are the great religions of the world. And I said, they all are belief systems. They all believe in something and which has not been validated, not proven. And they're not willing to test it out. Their validation is the belief. If you believe in it, it's religious belief. There is a heaven, religion says. There is a Swarg. There is a Jannat. There is a great place. And we can describe in very glowing terms what is happening there. So, such beautiful things which don't happen here. Any proof? No. You have to believe it. It's there. Now I want to make a statement which may surprise you. The largest religion in the world based on this definition of a belief system is science itself. The scientists are the greatest priests of that religion. What are they saying? The world is real. Are you willing to check it out? No. That's the empirical study we want. Everything has to be validated against this belief system that this world is real. We can't give up that assumption. Well, the Christian says heaven is real, you say world is real. Where's the difference? Neither heaven is being proven, nor this reality of the world is proven. What is your proof? What is the validation? To make such a great assumption, the most stubborn assumption any religion has made is being made by the religion of science, which says empirical study is the only validation. It must fit into our definition of reality, and therefore if it doesn't fit in, it's not real. How do you define reality? How do you define the reality of this physical universe? Study it. Is it not all dependent upon your sense perceptions? Is it not true that just because you can see, hear, touch, taste, smell, either directly or through microscopes or telescopes or other instruments that you're creating with these sense perceptions, that you have any knowledge of an existing physical world? Is it a game of sense perceptions or is it a game of reality? Are you trusting your sense perceptions are having an experience that they must be generating reality for you? What about going to sleep, having a dream? Same sense perceptions are working. And while you're dreaming, you say it is real. Your definition of reality is still dependent upon what your sense perceptions are perceiving. Your perception is your reality. You wake up, the same sense perceptions are working now, and you say it's real. Why don't you, for a moment, as true scientists, as explorers of truth, give up the assumption? Say, I am going to look at the assumption again. Is it what we are looking at real or it is not? When religious leaders came and gave expression to their own belief systems, they believed in it because of some experience that they had. We don't have the experience. We believe their words. We believe the scriptures. We believe the written word they left, spoken word they left. And our belief system is completely without any validation, even from the sense perceptions. But what the scientists are doing is that they are continuously pointing out